My Betta just randomly died today. Upside down, dead under the rocks. That makes absolutely no sense. There's like black everywhere because it literally just feels so empty without him. Like, hello and welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today's video is coming to a surprise to me and probably to you. I still am in complete shock, so if I say things that don't make sense, disregard them. My Betta just randomly died today, and I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. We'll get into that in a minute. And the only reason that I'm making this video today is because I was going to be doing a project potentially with this Betta, and obviously I will no longer be doing that project, at least with this Betta. I wanted you guys all to know what happened so that if I film like an All My Pets video, which a lot of you have been requesting lately, if I film that, you all know what happened and I don't have to like explain it in that video. But before we get into this video, I did want to put out there that I did actually name this Betta. I was gonna announce all the names of the animals in the All My Animals video that I will be filming soon, but obviously he will not be in there. Well, maybe I'll have to put a little section for him as like a little in memory type of thing, like on the screen. But I did want to put out there that I did name this Betta Pluto. I felt it was really fitting. Also, someone commented, I'll try and put their comment somewhere up here. They said their Betta passed away that had the same name, and I thought it really fit him, so I named him Pluto. Now, the really upsetting part is that before I show you him, I just want to say that the really upsetting part is that there is literally nothing wrong with him. Every time I come in here to turn on the light in the tank, you know, he's out and swimming just like the Betta on the other side of the tank, because it is a divided Betta tank. That's number one, is that there literally was nothing wrong with him. I left Friday night and fed them. They were fine, perfectly fine. I stayed here an hour after I was feeding them, checked on them one last time before I left. Everything was good. The thing that really like bothers me about it and why it's such a shock is because it's literally been less than 36 hours since I saw my fish. So it was at night, I fed them, I stayed here about an hour after I left. I stayed here about an hour after I fed them before I left. I checked them one last time, I left, I was gone for an entire day, came back in the morning. So it's been a couple hours since I found him. The thing is that it's literally been less than 36 hours. I have no idea what happened in that time, and there's nothing wrong with the other fish. So it just doesn't make any sense. We'll get into the rest of that in a second. But I'm gonna go ahead now, and if you're squeamish, just skip ahead in the video. I am gonna show the Betta from a distance, maybe a little bit up close, because I'm trying to figure out what happened to it, and maybe some of you have an idea. I have a couple ideas, but it just doesn't make sense entirely. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera around. Like I said, if you're squeamish, just skip ahead. So I'm not gonna show the Betta just yet, but here is their tank. I'm gonna move the camera in just a second and show you. So this is how I found him, and he is dead. He is just upside down. He already started like not decomposing, but like there's like a film around him already, which is just like really weird to me. It's possible that he literally died right when I left for some reason. I don't know. But as you can see, the glass is a little bit dirty, but as you can see, this Betta is completely fine, healthy, swimming around. All of his scales are intact, his fins, everything is literally perfectly fine with this Betta. So I'm just confused as to why this Betta is dead. Like, he's just upside down, dead under the rocks. That makes absolutely no sense. The thing is that it's in the same water. The holes are very, very tiny, so it's not too much water that passes through, but it's obviously a little bit. So it just doesn't make sense though that this Betta just dies out of nowhere in less than 36 hours, and this Betta is completely fine and healthy, and there's no signs in the tank of any parasites or anything like that. Now, initially, and probably really my only thought is that he just got a severe case of swim bladder disorder or like dropsy, and it just wiped him out like within like 24 hours. The only reason I say that is because his abdomen does look a little distended. Now, obviously, I don't know how many hours he's been dead. If his abdomen's distended, it could mean that he was like constipated, but at the same time, I didn't notice that before I left. So it just doesn't really make any sense. That is the only thing that I can really think of though, because I don't see any like external parasites. I don't see anything wrong with the other fish, which if there were parasites would easily go into the other water column. The only thing that makes sense is that it is something within this fish and not in the water column or anything wrong with the water. What happened to this fish? Maybe it's possible that he ingested something he wasn't supposed to, like maybe a piece of gravel while trying to eat, and that's why his abdomen is distended and he couldn't process it. I don't know. I really honestly do not know, but that's the only thing I can really come up with. I don't know. I might not be making any sense right now because like this just happened a couple hours ago that I found, and Still trying to figure it out and process it, but I figured by showing you guys, maybe telling you what happened, give me some other ideas. Obviously, I'm not an expert. I'm gonna go ahead and take out the other Betta now and do a water change. Okay, so I just took the Betta out as I just showed you guys, which is really upsetting to do and hard to do. But moving on from the sad stuff, the thing is that when I just took him out, there's like black everywhere. So again, what I'm about to show is going to be the fish and some stuff about the fish. So if you're squeamish, please don't watch, just skip ahead or something. But let me just show you guys what I found, because this just doesn't make sense to me. So at first I placed him in this cup. Now the thing is, why is there so much black when I put him into this bag here? Because I don't know if I'm gonna preserve him or what yet, but there's also just a ton of black. Like, do you see this? Like, I'm guessing it came from his body. As you can see, his abdomen is distended, but all of his scales, all of his fins, everything looks healthy. Now, yes, the gravel that I have in here is black. However, anytime I've touched it, it doesn't really create that black like substance. So I don't know if it's just because his body was decomposing in the gravel and so it kind of like absorbed the color of it, but I can't really think of anything else that would cause that. At least for any other fish that I have had pass, I've never had the water be so black. Like, obviously it's expected that the color of the water around them and when you take them out is probably not going to be the absolute healthiest looking, but this really black water is just really concerning to me. Like, I don't know what that is. I don't know, maybe I'm not remembering something about Betta fish or when they die or anything like that. Maybe I'm even forgetting that the gravel does produce that black substance. But in a moment right now where I'm kind of like panicking because the Betta just died out of nowhere and I don't know why, I'm really concerned and confused as to why there's all this black stuff. Also, I am thinking about preserving the Betta fish. I just don't know how to do so. I keep looking it up and everyone says different things. So for the moment, I'm gonna have him in this bag here resting. I'm obviously not going to like flush him or anything, because if you flush a fish, obviously who died, it can get into waterways and contaminate things and get other fish sick, because obviously I don't know what he had, so I don't want it to get passed on to anything else. So always take a note that when you have a fish that dies, either bury it in your backyard in like a paper towel or something. I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick water change. Well, I think I broke my siphon. All right, so we got our new siphon. So although it is a divided Betta tank and it's like all in one thing, I like to do some of the water change on one side and then some on the other, just so that I can get like the debris and stuff. So I'm gonna stop suctioning up stuff over here. I think I've gotten pretty much anything up that really could be like, sucked up, like any bit of a little algae or dead plant matter or anything like that. So I think this side is nice and good. This side though, definitely need to scrape the glass before I continue siphoning the water, and I do need to remove some of the dead plant back there and fix the sponge filter back there because it has a lot of stuff on it from me moving stuff in the tank. All right, so I have my razor right here to go ahead and scrape the glass. Just realized the razor is the wrong way. Now I have the actual razor. I think I got all of the algae off. Now I just need to go ahead and siphon out all this stuff that I just removed from the glass. And just like that, the tank is nice and cleaned up. All the algae is off the glass. These things I did clean. Of course, there's still some like smudges and stuff, and once it dries, it'll probably look a little bit better as well. So now that that is taken care of, I just really think that it's possible that he consumed a piece of gravel and it obstructed like his intestines or something. Because this guy right here gets fed the same day, the same time, everything. And as you can see, he's perfectly fine. There's also nothing like swimming in the tank, like any type of parasite or anything like that. So I'm just really at a loss for how the fish died, because it literally just feels so empty without him. Like, he was super bright in colors, and obviously I had that Betta that was just black and white, and he had all the colors in the tank and would just swim around. And because he was a giant male and still growing, he was just full of life, always swimming around, everything. Anytime I came in here, he came right up to the glass, right towards me, ready to eat, and now he's just not there. I wish things like this didn't have to happen or didn't happen, because I just don't know what went wrong. And I think that's the most frustrating part about it is that I don't know what went wrong, and I also wasn't here to monitor him, I guess. I was only gone, like I said, less than 36 hours, but he died in that amount of time. So obviously whatever happened was pretty severe.